This feels like a long time coming. I can't believe I've never made a Jaws video on my channel. I know it's primarily Halloween, but today we're going to be talking about the opening kills from Jaws films, and we're going to be ranking them. You know, Jaws is one of my favorite franchises of all time, which is a bit controversial because my opinion is also that they probably should have just left it at the first Jaws and left it at that. But I love going back and watching these films. I did it recently and I just thought, why not rank all the opening kills? So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this, but going into it, at number 4, I've got Jaws 3D. And I've actually given the Jaws 3D opening kill more credit than it's probably due, because realistically the kill is on a fish and it, you know, gives the whole 3D effect, which if we're just counting that, again, it's obviously going to remain at number 4. But I wanted to also include the first kill he does on a human, which is that diver that's kind of trying to, I don't know if he's trying to lock or unlock that barrier. But yeah, to say a few words about that kill, that it was okay in terms of it is slightly suspenseful. My main problem with it is just how little of anything there really is with it though. You know, the kill's done very quick and all we kind of get is, again, just the 3D effect of a floating arm. So I definitely can't rank that above the others just for me. And I don't really have a whole lot to say on it either, if I'm honest, just because there's not really a lot going on with it. But moving on to number 3, we've got Jaws 2. This one I liked a lot. You know, it throws you straight into it with the two divers kind of exploring the ocean, and then they run into the sunken orca from the original Jaws. You know, it's very cool watching them kind of swim around the orca, explore it a little bit. But then even better, we get one of the original soundtracks from Jaws, and I loved it when that song came on. But we get the orca sign show up as they're kind of swimming past that, but then we get silence and the Jaws theme. And you know, it happens fairly quick, but we get the shark come out of nowhere, attack these divers. You know, it's very fast paced. We hear them struggle, and we see the camera that they have just slowly kind of flashing and taking pictures of what's, I guess, going on, which, as we know, kind of links then later on in the film as they get developed, and we see the kind of shark eye, which I thought was cool. But I do like this as an opening kill. I think it gets you back into the swing of it quite well. Moving into the top 2 now, we have got at number 2, the original Jaws. This could be controversial, I know, but please hear me out on why I think Jaws the Revenge's opening kill was better than this one. Speaking about what I like about this kill though, I think one of the best things of this is just the lack of shark we see, in that we see none of it. But yeah, we get these teenagers that are going to run into the water. He doesn't go in, and even how it begins with just the camera from lower down is what I'm assuming the shark's POV anyway. You know, we get her then above the water still swimming, and then when it cuts back to the shark under the water, it's getting closer and closer. This scene is very tense to watch. And something that kind of also came up was, I don't know if you've seen, but there's a shark attack that happened in Egypt that was recorded. And it's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Like, rest in peace to that guy. But yeah, I came across that video and all I could see was this Jaws opening scene. That one, and when they kill the young boy, I forget his name, in Jaws, when he's on the Lilo. When that video did come out of the guy in Egypt, it made me think like back to that Jaws scene, and it was like they really did get a shark attack like spot on when they made that film. Speaking about the film, you know, we see the terrifying visual of the girl being thrown around, dragged around the water. You know, she's being dragged down and then coming back up, screaming for help. You know, it is a really realistic shark attack of what kind of would happen. And if anything, I think it's more terrifying now, especially after me seeing that video. Like, it was a really hard decision to put this at only second. And in fairness, like, not to kind of cop out, but I feel like my opinion can change about these two kills. But moving in at number 1, we've got Jaws the Revenge. Sean's death in Jaws the Revenge is, for me, the scariest and probably most sad death in the entire Jaws franchise. There's so much that's kind of added before the kill, I think, that really gets it. We see that it's nearly Christmas. We see how much of a character Sean really is. You know, he seems very happy-go-lucky. Through dialogue, we find out that he's going to be getting married. And, you know, we see that he's a deputy, kind of working his way up, obviously, to what I imagine being his dad's position. And that alongside him, you know, just popping in, kind of asking if anything needs to be done, but also so close to just going home. You know, it's like the more the scene goes on, and when he gets onto the water, you kind of know, even if it's your first time watching, like, you know where this is going to go. But getting into the kill, obviously he goes out to investigate an issue that's going on, and as we get to it, you know, we see the POV again of the shark kind of watching him. You know, the shark is charging towards him, it jumps out of the water. We see like a little flash second of the shark's mouth, you know, very fast cuts in blood going back to Sean and the shark, and it's like all of a sudden he falls back on the boat and his arm is gone. You know, Sean's facial expression in it is just pure terror. And the way it's done as well, with Sean kind of being right next to the, I think it's called like a channel marker, like the thing that's in the water. You know, that's flashing red. I think it just adds to it and makes it that bit more like scary. And then he unfortunately does lean over the edge of the boat, trying his absolute hardest to scream for help. And, you know, obviously the shark comes back again, jumps up. And this time it literally takes out a quarter of the boat, what it seems like. Gets Sean into the water. We see the surface of the water and he's not there for like maybe a few seconds. But he comes back up to the surface for a couple more shouts for help. And then he's dragged down before a shit ton of blood kind of bubbles to the surface. And that to me is the best Jaws opening kill in my opinion. I think it's just so sad, it's so violent, and it's important for the story also. No matter how bad of a film some people may think Jaws the Revenge is, I do agree, but the kill really means something in the film, like it's a big driving factor. And yeah, for that reason I really like it as an opening kill. But let me know what your favorite kill is if it isn't this one. I imagine a fair few people are going to think that it's the original Jaws' opening kill, which if you think that, fair enough. I can't even complain because I think I switched between the two. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and I'll see you guys in the next one.